Good morning to all my students, and I'm just sending you a lot of blessings so that you should keep fit at your home and also your family members. And today I have just come with a very important topic in the business studies, that is the consumer protection. So today we are going to study and discuss about what is the consumer protection, why we do have a need of Consumer Protection Act, what are the rights of the consumer, what are the responsibility of the consumer, and also there is some redressal, the consumer redressal forums, that also we are in our today lecture we are definitely going to discuss about all the three redressal forums of consumer. So before starting the topic, you should also know about what is the meaning of the consumer. So consumer is a person who consume the things, who consume the goods, who actually avail the services for the benefit. So it is actually the person who is taking the bundle of utility in the place of or in the exchange of the money. So he is a person who actually decided the value and the price of the you can say the price, the real value or a price of any commodity, any goods. So sometimes, and also you can say that consumer is a kingpin of the market. So being a businessman must understand that how important the consumer is for the existence of the business, for the existence of all these business or marketing and the markets. The business, the consumer plays a very important role. If there is no consumer, there is no market, there is no sale, there will be no production, there will be no manufacturing. So consumer is the basic or a kingpin of the market. For the businessman, it is the, you can say, the responsibility of the businessman to provide them the right quality and the right things with the right price. But sometimes the consumer are actually cheated by the producers, sometimes by the sellers, just because of the unfair practices, or you can say for hoarding the things in the stores. So that's why the Consumer Protection Act actually needed. The Consumer Protection Act. So meaning of why the Consumer Protection Act is required. So here it is required for protecting the consumers from the clutches of the fraud producers and sellers. So it's basically the Consumer Protection Act come into existence just because of to protect the interest of the consumer from the clutches of the fraud producers and the sellers. So the Consumer Protection Act refer to protecting the interest of the consumer, and analyzing the marketing management has made it clear that consumer is the kingpin of the market, and the producer should be produce the things keeping in mind the taste and preference of the consumer. But sometimes it is observed that the obligation is neglected by some businessmen, and they are involved in the unfair trade practices such as supply of the substandard goods, adulteration, etc. So that there is a need for consumer protection. Hence, consumer protection means protecting the interest of the consumer. So this was the reason the Consumer Protection Act come into existence. So there is also, that's why you can say there is a lot of requirement, and also the importance of the Consumer Protection Act. What can be the more important point regarding the Consumer Protection Act? As it is very wide, it covers so many things. As it includes the rights in the consumer protection. What comes in it? It includes the rights, responsibility, and redressal. So you should keep it in your mind that when we are just seeing the Consumer Protection Act, when what is coming in it, these are the basic three elements come in the Consumer Protection Act. That is the rights, the responsibility, and the redressal of the consumers. So we can say that the various also the various remedies available to the consumer. It is not only beneficial for the consumer, but it is equally important for the businessman, because it is not only, you can say that it is only useful for the consumer. It is also useful for the businessman, because actually the businessman, on the basis of their taste and preferences, any business or a businessman can exist for the long term. If any business or if a businessman ignores the tastes and preferences of his customer, then that person, that businessman, you can say, or a business will definitely no longer will exist in the future. So that's why we can say the Consumer Protection Act is not only meant for the consumer. Yes, it is meant for consumer. Also, it is meant for the benefit of the businessman. So first is the importance of consumer point of view. Why it is important? First is the consumer ignorance. There is the consumer ignorance, unorganized consumers, widespread exploitation of the consumer. So you can say these are the three basic needs. That's why there is a most importance of the consumer protection. First is the consumer ignorance. Second one is the unorganized consumer, and third one is the widespread exploitation of consumers. So first is the consumer ignorance. So Consumer Protection Act provides the information to the ignorant consumer regarding the rights, remedies available to them. It spread the awareness of the consumer that can know about the various redressal agencies. So it means that in the previous time the consumer was not aware, but with the introduction of all these redressal form, or you can say overall the Consumer Protection Act, they actually give the awareness about what are the rights and responsibility, and also the redressal remedies from where the consumer can get. So before using the you can say the rights, before using all these, the consumer must have to know about all these things, that what are its rights, what are its responsibilities, and where, if the consumer is treated, where the consumer can go. So second one is unorganized consumers. In developing countries like India, the consumer are not organized. There are very few consumer organizations which are working to protect the interest of consumer. So consumer protection encouraged the establishment of more consumer organizations. So we can say here that unorganized consumers, it means that there is no proper channel through which the consumer can go and file its return. Before coming to existence about the Consumer Protection Act, there was the whole fraternity of consumer was unorganized. There was not any organized body where they can go and fill their grievance. So with the introduction of the Consumer Protection Act, it is the right way you can go and you can explain your problems, that how you are cheated, from where either you are cheated by the manufacturer or the seller or anything. If you have any loss kind of the money or anything, you can also explain about it, and also you can get the remedies from there. That's why it is very important. Next is your widespread exploitation of consumer. So although nowadays consumer is a kingpin of the market, but there's a lot of exploitation of consumer. As a businessman use various untrade practices like to cheat the consumer and exploit the consumer. So Consumer Protection provides safeguard. So as the manufacturer, this or that way, are exploiting the consumer by untrade practices, all these law and act are actually safeguard the interest of consumers. So that's why these are the basic three points related with the consumers. Now, if we see on the point of view of the business or businessman, why this act is important? It is very important for the long-term interest of the businessman. Business uses society resources, social responsibility, moral ethical jurisdictions, government interventions, consumer are the purpose of the business. So these are the basic points which give the importance to the consumer protection. So if we move to the long-term interest of the business, it is obvious that if the businessman will take care about all the tastes and preferences of the consumer, he will go more further. For the long run, for existence of the long run and for the establishment for the long run, the businessman must know about what are the tastes and preferences of the consumer, and also he has to avoid all unfair practices, because if he will do all these things, his market will be he will be treated, or he will be just be the, you can say, if it's unfair practices is come into the in front of the consumer or in the market, his goodwill will be down in the market. So it will be not good for his business, for himself and for his business. That's why the Consumer Protection Act is very important, so that we can come to know about what is the being a businessman, his duties towards the consumer. Second one is the business uses society resources. No business can be cultured or established in the isolation. We, the businessman, are not living in the mood that in the isolation he can develop his business. It's a business, and business can be done with the help of the market. And market is a place where the buyer and sellers, or the consumer and the sellers, are meet together. So also, because consumer are the kingpin of the market, the businessman has to see that what are its requirement, and also because it is a you can say the duty of the businessman, because everything is coming from the society. He is not taking all the things from somewhere other planet. The person who is actually doing the business, ultimately he is gathering all the things, whether it is a manpower he requires, whether it is a natural resources or the raw material or machine or the technology, everything he is gathering from the society. So it's his moral duty and its prior duty to just serve the right things to their customer. So also it is, you can also explain it with the help of the social responsibility. Social responsibility as how much is your reputation in the market, reputation in the society. You are to that extent you are responsible towards the society. If there is an established businessman, it is its moral duty to be served, or it's a moral duty to be socially responsible. That businessman cannot be cheat the society. That's why he must aware about what are the laws, what are the laws related to the Consumer Protection Act. Next one is the moral ethical jurisdictions. So it is also our common duty about that. We should, we can say, we should ethically follow that. We should not cheat anybody. So consumer is basically a person for, on the basis of that your business is going on. You are just gaining. You are just gaining your reputation. You are gaining the profit. Everything it is coming towards you as in a money, as in a fame, as an establishment. It is just because of your consumer. And it is very much unethical if you will going to cheat your own consumer. So on the ethical basis also, you should at least treat your consumer or the customer with a fair way, by providing the right things to the consumer on a right price. There should be no cheating, there should be no hoarding, there should be no black marketing. Next is your government interventions. So government only come and interfere where the government feels that there is something wrong. And if any businessman is doing something bad or doing the unfair practicing, and it is come into the mind of the government, or they are just come to know about that a particular businessman or particular business is actually cheating the consumer, then government itself will come forward, and if the government will come forward, ultimately the business of that very person or the company will going to, there may be the restrictions imposes on them, or there may be the government can also stop their business. So it's an obvious duty of a businessman to be right on the right path and abide all the laws and rules of the whatever is according to the government. Just to avoid the interference of government, you should yourself be on the path of the right path. Next is that is the consumer is the purpose of the business. It is obvious that, and you all know that the consumer is a basic person, basic key factor. On the basis of that, your business is going to be established and blossom. So the basic purpose of the business is to create more and more customers and retain them in the business and create more customer only by satisfying the consumer and protecting the interest of the owner. So the basic aim of the business is to you can say attract more and more customer and also retain your existing customer. That is the basic aim of the business. So how can you, by cheating your customer, how can you keep increasing your customer? So that can only be possible when you will do your fair way, when you will do your business on a fair way, when you will be taking care of their interests and preferences. Only then you can increase your customer, only then you can exist or retain your existing customer. So these are the importance on the basis of the point of view of the businessman. So as you know that how much the Consumer Protection Act is important. Also there are the need. What is the need of the Consumer Protection Act? Just because of these following needs, we can say that just because of poverty and unemployment, we need the Consumer Protection Act. Just because of illiterate consumer, and also the consumer are not organized. So we can say we have a need of Consumer Protection Act because there is a poverty, there is an unemployment. If there is a poverty or unemployment, the consumer will be not aware because they are poor, they are not aware about what are their rights, where they can go with their complaints. And also with the illiteracy, if the consumer is not educated or aware about what are their rights and duties, then how can he understand that he can, if he is being cheated by somebody, he can go with some agencies, or he can also directly go to the redressal. So that's why these all are very much required. Now next is your legal protection consumers. Legal protections to consumers. What does it mean? The Government of India has provided various laws, legislation to protect the interest of consumers, and some of these regulations are the Consumer Protection Act 1986, enactment of Consumer Protection Act 1986 was one of the most important steps taken to protect the interest of consumer. The provision for the act can come into force from the July 1st of 1987. The main features of this act are: this act provides various rights and responsibility to the consumer, provide a safeguard of interest against the defective goods, deficient services, unfair trade practices, and other forms of exploitation. The Act has provided 3-tier redressal agencies where the consumer can file the complaints. So these are actually, we need, just because of these, we need the Consumer Protection Act, and you have just know about it, why we need, just to avoid the exploitation, just to avoid the unfair practices, just to avoid the deficiency in the services if they are provided and they are not providing it properly. So what are the consumer rights? According to this act, there are some rights which is related with the consumer, and consumer must exercise their right, and consumer also know and exercise their right. Just before exercise their right, they must also know about what are actually their rights. So today we are going to talk about all the rights of consumer according to the Consumer Protection Act 1986. First right is right to safety, second is the right to inform, then third one is right to make the choice, fourth one right to be heard, fifth is right to seek redressal, and next is right to consumer education. Two more rights are given by the UNO, that is the right to the basic needs and right to healthy environment. These are basically the rights which are given in the Consumer Protection Act. So move to the first, right to safety. It is the first important basic right of the consumer to whenever he is going to buy something, it's right to be whatever he is purchasing. He has to see that whether whatever he is purchasing, whether that good or services is safe for them or not. Because if it is not right or it is not safe, then he can also avoid to purchase that. And he can also ask about the safety. What are the, if he is purchasing something, he can also ask about its safety to the seller. Next, that is the right to information. Just to know about its safety, the consumer has the right to avail the information from the seller from where he is going to buy the goods. And it is a right, it is a basic duty of the seller to know about what is there for their safety, because the seller cannot be avoided. If a particular consumer is asking about the safety, about if he is going to buy something, it is the duty of the seller to tell everything clearly. According to this right, the consumer has a right to get the information about the quality, quantity, purity, standard and the price of the goods and services to protect himself against the abusive and unfair practices. The producer must supply all the relevant information at a suitable place. Next, right to make choice. Next is right to make choice. Also, it is the right of the consumer to make a choice if there are various choices. So it is his right to be choose. It's not a right of the seller, or the seller cannot be insist you to buy something on his pressure, or you can say with the pressure or with the stress of something. The consumer should buy something. It means you can say that according to the right, every consumer has a right to choose the goods and services of his or his liking. So the right to choose means the assurance of availability and access of variety of the product and services to competitive price, and competitive price means just and fair. Next is the right to be heard and right to representation. According to this right, the consumer has a right to represent himself and to be heard, or right to be educate his interest. In this case, the consumer has been exploited or has any complaint against the product or services, then he has a right to be heard and to be assured that his interest would receive due consideration. So this right includes the right to be representation in the government and in other policy making bodies. So under this, the companies must have complaint cells to attain the complaint of customers. Next is the right to seek redressal. So right to seek redressal means if a person is cheated, if a consumer is cheated by some person, he is cheated by some seller or a manufacturer, he has a right for the redressal. He has a right to be for the compensation. For us, for the compensation, he has a right to go for these three redressal forum which is made by the government according to the Consumer Protection Act. So we can say that with this we have the different rights. Next is the right to consumer education. That is also the right. It means according to this, the consumer has a right to acquire the knowledge and the skill to be informed to customer. Next is, it is easier for illiterate consumer to know their rights and take action, but this right assures that illiterate consumer can seek information about the existing act and agencies are set up for this protection. The Government of India has included the consumer education in the school curriculum and in various university courses. The government is also making use of media to make the consumer aware of their rights and make wise use of their money. So we can say that right to education, government plays a very important role by, with the help of the media, by just giving the advertisement about what are the rights and duties of the customers. And also in the school curriculum, the government is also providing and educating the students so that they can aware, because they are the future citizens. So that's why it is also the right of the consumer to take the education about it. Next is the consumer responsibility. After doing this, we will go to the what are the responsibility of the consumer. It's not only the consumer has a right, it's also there are some duties and responsibility of the consumer, and the consumer must aware about what are their responsibility towards if anything happen with them. So various efforts has been made by the government and non-government organization to protect the interest of the consumers, but exploitation of the consumer will stop only when consumer himself will come forward to safeguard his own interest. Consumer has to bear some responsibility. So until or unless the consumer will not come forward, how can the government or any other agencies can do something for the consumer? So it's very important to at least understand the responsibility. To understand, the consumer must understand their responsibility also. Only then the government can only take the next step if you will come with the government and if you will understand your responsibility also. First is, so there are some responsibility. These are consumer must exercise his right. Second one, that is a cautious consumer. Third one is filing complaints for redressal of the genuine grievances. The consumer must be quality conscious. Do not carry away by advertisement. Insist of cash memo. Respect of the environment. Avoid waste littering and contribution to the pollution. So he must avoid the contribution towards the pollution also. Discourage the black marketing, hoarding, and choose only legal goods and services. And also be aware of variety of the goods and services available in the market. So the very first right, that is the consumer must exercise his right. This is the very first right. Until unless no government, nothing, nobody can come towards you if you are not prepared, if you are not aware about your rights. So it's a very important right of the customers. Next is the conscious consumer. The consumer should not blindly believe on the words of the seller. He must insist of getting full information on the quality, quantity, utility, price, etc. Of the goods. So it means blindly the customer should not be depend upon the seller. He must know, he try to know about what are its quality, quantity, standards and everything. Next is filing the complaint for redressal of the grievances. Most of the time the consumer ignore the loss he suffered on the purchase of defective good or services, but his attitude of not filing the complaint encourages the corrupt businessman to supply low standard and defective goods. So it is your moral duty if you are seeing that if you are purchasing something or you purchase something and just because of that is not according to the standard or that is a substandard, it's your duty to become forward and to be informed. Because if you will ignore all these things, it will actually, you are encouraging those people who are actually doing the untrade practices. Next is the consumer must be quality conscious. That is also a very important point, because consumer, everything is just manufactured and produced for the consumer, and it must be at least on with the best quality. Because if you are paying something for the utility, and even if you are paying the money and you are not receiving that much of quantity quality, then it means you are going or you are being cheated. So we can say that the problem of supply of substandard goods, adulteration, product and duplicate products can be solved only when the consumer himself stops compromising the quality of the product. So while purchasing the goods or services, consumer must look for the quality marks such as the ISI mark, egg mark, wool mark, etc. So these are the these are actually the marks you can rely upon them. So next is your do not be carried away by advertisement. Sometimes we just watch the TV and see the advertisement and just induced to buy the goods, and that is of the no use. So there is no use of buying it. If it is a genuine advertisement and with that you induce and you purchase it, that's okay. But sometimes there are some kind of advertisement which is only without any reason induces or trigger the mind of the purchasers to purchase the thing. That is not right. So the advertisement often exaggerates the qualities or the features of the product and services. The consumer must compare the actual use of product with the use shown in the advertisement, and whatever there is any discrepancy or difference, it must be brought to the notice of sponsors of advertisement and insist to stop showing the exaggerated qualities. Next is insist of the cash memo. That is actually the document that is the proof that you have purchased from this very person. And if there is a defective goods come to you when you purchase, and if you have not taken the cash memo, you cannot be file the complaint. So that's why you need the cash memo. It is actually the proof that you have purchased this thing from the seller. So that's very important for you, and this is your responsibility to be asked for the cash memo. So we can say there are also some responsibility that the respect of environment, avoid waste littering. It is also the responsibility of the consumer to respect the environment, because this is the place where we are living and we should also take care about our Mother Earth. Next, that is discourage the black marketing, hoarding and choose only the legal goods and services. Means also there is a duty of the consumer that he should only buy the things or the good which is of a right price. If unwantedly the price is hiking, the consumer should not buy that thing. And by this way, he is actually encouraging the hoarding system. He is also encouraging the black marketing. So this is all about all the duties towards the consumer also to take care about all these things. Now moving to the very important section, that is what do you mean by the redressal, consumer redressal agencies, as these are the three-tier agencies. Now come to the redressal. There are three-tier consumer grievances machinery under the Consumer Protection Act. First is that is the district firm, third one is the state commission, and second one is the state commission, and third one is the national commission. So these are the three redressal form, and where you can go and ask for the compensation, and whatever the loss is faced by you, you can file the form regarding that. So first is the district forum. District forum consists of the president and the two members. The president can be retired or working judge of district court. They are appointed by the state government. The complaints of goods and services worth rupees 20 lakhs or less than can be filled in the agencies. The agencies send the goods for testing in laboratory if required and give decision on the basis of the fact and laboratory report. If the aggrieved party is not satisfied by the jurisdictions of the district firm, then they can file an appeal against the judgment of the state commission within 30 days. So first of all, we should fill our return under the district form when the amount is less than 20 lakh. And if here after doing this, if a particular group is not, or a particular consumer is not satisfied, you can go further to the state commission. So what is the state It consists of the president and the two members. The president must be the retired or working judge of the High Court. They all are appointed by the state government. The complaint of the goods worth more than 20 lakh and less than 1 crore. It's more than 20 lakh and less than the 1 crore can be filled in the state commission. On receiving complaint, the state commission contract the party against whom the complaint is filed. So, and send the goods for testing in laboratory if required. So, in case of the aggrieved party is not satisfied with the judgment of the state commission, and they can file an appeal in national commission within 30 days. Then within the 30 days they can again proceed to the national commission. So, national commission consists of the president or 4 members of whom shall be one should be the woman. They are appointed by the central government. The complaint must be filled in the national commission if the value of the goods exceed that is 1 crore, exceed to the 1 crore. On receiving the complaint, the national commission inform the party against whom complaint is filed and send the goods for testing if required and give judgment. If a aggrieved party is not satisfied with the judgment of, then they can file the complaint in the Supreme Court within the 30 days. So this is actually the procedure of the redressal form. So here if your loss is about less than 20 lakh, this is in between the 20 lakh and less than 1 crore, and when they file here when the loss is about more than the 1 crore. So this is all the way you can file your grievance, and if you are not satisfied, then further the party can go for the Supreme Court for the further proceeding. So these are all about what are the Consumer Protection Act, what is the importance, what are the duties, what are their responsibility, and what is the redressal form. So I think this is enough for today, and we will meet to the next lecture.